Discover the secret way winners solve any problem. How winners see problems differently. Life gives everyone problems, rich or poor, young or old, beginner or expert. The difference is not the problem. The difference is the person facing it. Some people see a problem and feel fear. Others see the same problem and feel energy. Why does this happen? Because winners think differently. This article will show you how winners solve any problem, not with magic, not with luck, but with a simple and powerful way of thinking. You do not need high intelligence. You do not need perfect English. You do not need special talent. You only need the right mindset. Problems are not the enemy. Many people think problems are enemies. They think problems come to hurt them. They think problems mean failure. This belief is very dangerous. When you believe a problem is your enemy, your body becomes tense, your mind becomes narrow, your heart becomes heavy. You stop thinking clearly. Winners do not see problems this way. Winners see problems as signals, signals that something needs attention, signals that something can improve. A problem is not a wall, it is a message. A problem says, look here, change here, grow here. When you understand this, fear becomes smaller, curiosity becomes bigger. The first secret winners know. Here is the first secret winners know. Every problem is smaller than it looks. The problem looks big because your mind sees it all at once. Your brain is not designed to carry everything together. Imagine holding one heavy bag. Now imagine holding 10 small bags. The total weight is the same, but the feeling is different. Winners never try to carry everything at once. They break the problem into parts, very small parts. They ask simple questions. What is happening now? What is the real problem? What is the first small step? This is how calm enters the mind. Why big problems create fear? Fear does not come from danger. Fear comes from confusion. When your mind does not understand something, it creates fear to protect you. Big problems feel dangerous because they are unclear. Winners make problems clear. They turn confusion into steps. They turn chaos into order. Once the problem becomes clear, fear loses its power. A simple example from daily life. Imagine you want to improve your English. You think, my English is very bad. I cannot speak. I cannot understand. This thought feels heavy. Now change the thought. Today, I will learn 5 words. Today, I will listen for 5 minutes. The problem did not change, but your feeling changed. This is the power of small steps. Winners use this power every day. Winners focus on the present step. Losers look at the finish line. Winners look at the next step. The finish line is far. The next step is close. The brain loves what is close. When you focus on the present step, your brain feels safe. Safety creates focus. Focus creates action. Action creates progress. This is the secret chain. Progress is the real motivation. Many people wait for motivation. Winners create motivation. Motivation does not come first. Action comes first. Small action creates progress. Progress creates motivation. Winners know this cycle. They do not ask, do I feel ready? They ask, what can I do now? Problems shape identity. Every problem asks a question. Who are you becoming? When you avoid problems, you stay the same. When you face problems, you grow. Winners love growth more than comfort. They accept discomfort today to become stronger tomorrow.
This is not easy, but it is simple. Winners separate emotion from facts. Here is another secret. Winners do not mix emotion with facts. A problem happens, emotion appears. This is normal. But winners pause. They breathe. They slow down. They say, "This is how I feel. This is not what the problem is." This pause creates power. When emotion controls the mind cannot solve problems. Anger makes you blind. Fear makes you small. Stress makes you tired. Winners calm emotion first. They know one truth. A calm mind sees solutions. The winner question. When winners face a problem, they ask one powerful question. What is this teaching me? This question changes everything. The problem stops being punishment. It becomes a lesson. Lessons create strength. A story of two people. Two people lose their job. The first person says, "My life is over." The second person says, "This is a new chapter." Same problem, different future. Perspective decides destiny. Winners train their perspective. Perspective is a skill, not a gift. Winners train it every day. They look for meaning. They look for lessons. They look for growth. This habit makes them strong. You can learn this too. You do not need to be special. You only need practice. Start small. The next time a problem appears, do not panic. Pause. Ask, what is one small thing I can do? Then do it.
Part 2. How winners control emotion and stay calm. A problem appears. Emotion appears immediately. This is natural. You feel fear. You feel anger. You feel stress. Many people think emotion is the problem, but emotion is only a signal. Winners understand this. They do not fight emotion. They do not ignore emotion. They control it. Emotion is like fire. Emotion is like fire. Fire can warm you. Fire can burn you. It depends on control. When fire is small, you can use it. When fire is wild, it destroys everything. Winners learn to control the fire inside. Why emotion blocks solutions. When emotion is strong, the brain switches to survival mode. In survival mode, you cannot think clearly. You cannot plan. You cannot see options. Your mind becomes narrow. This is why people make bad decisions. They speak words they regret. They quit too early. They break relationships. Not because they are weak, but because emotion was in control. Winners always pause first. The first action of a winner is not action, it is pause. They stop, they breathe, they slow down. This pause may take seconds, but it changes everything. In the pause, the mind wakes up. The power of breathing. Breathing is simple but powerful. Slow breathing sends a message to the brain. You are safe. When the brain feels safe, emotion becomes weaker. Winners use breathing often, before speaking, before deciding, before reacting. They never rush when emotion is high. Movement clears the mind. Winners also move their body. They walk, they stretch, they change position. The body and mind are connected. When the body moves, the mind follows. Stress leaves the muscles. Thoughts become lighter. Writing emotions down. Another winner habit is writing. When emotion is inside the head, it feels heavy. When emotion is on paper, it feels smaller. Winners write without judging. They write fear. They write anger. They write confusion. This clears space in the mind. Emotion is information. Winners know one important truth. Emotion carries information. Fear shows risk. Anger shows boundaries.
Sadness shows loss, but emotion should inform, not control. Winners listen, then decide.
Calm is a skill. Many people think calm is personality. It is not. Calm is a skill, and skills can be trained. Winners train calm every day. In traffic, in arguments, in small stress moments. Small training prepares you for big problems. A simple calm exercise. Here is a simple exercise. When something goes wrong, say this in your mind. Pause, breathe, observe. Pause, this stops reaction. Breathe, this calms the body. Observe, this activates thinking. This takes less than 1 minute, but it changes your response. Winners choose response. Events happen. Winners choose response. Others react. Reaction is automatic. Response is conscious. Reaction creates regret. Response creates respect. Winners always choose response. Calm creates authority. Calm people feel strong. People listen to calm voices. People trust calm faces. In work, in family, in leadership, calm gives authority. This is why leaders stay calm in crisis. A story of control. Imagine two people receive bad news. The first person shouts, blames others, loses control. The second person breathes, listens, asks questions. Who will solve the problem faster? The calm one. Emotion first, problem second. Winners always follow this order. Emotion first, problem second. If you reverse it, the problem grows. If you follow it, the problem shrinks. Stress is energy. Winners do not fear stress, they redirect it. Stress becomes focus. Stress becomes action. They ask, what can I do now? This question moves energy forward. You are not your emotion. Here is a powerful truth. You feel emotion. You are not emotion. Emotion passes. You remain. Winners remember this. This gives them freedom. Control creates confidence. Every time you control emotion, you grow confidence. Confidence is built, not given. One calm moment at a time. Applying this to learning English. Many learners feel fear of mistakes, fear of speaking. Winners accept mistakes. They breathe, they speak, they learn. Mistakes become teachers. Calm learning is fast learning. Applying this to life. Arguments, failures, pressure. Calm turns chaos into clarity. You do not avoid problems, you face them with control. This is strength. Part 3. Becoming the person who solves any problem. Now you know how winners think. You know how they see problems. You know how they act step by step. In this final part, we talk about identity. This is the deepest secret. Winners do not only solve problems, they become problem solvers. This identity changes everything. When a problem appears, they do not panic. They do not feel small. They do not feel weak. They feel ready. They say one simple sentence inside. This is my work. A winner's power does not come from talent. It comes from self-trust. It comes from practice. It comes from repetition. They have solved problems before. They will solve them again. This belief is calm. It is not loud. It is not proud. It is steady. Winners train this belief every day. They start with small promises. They keep them. They say they will wake up early. They do it. They say they will practice. They do it. Each kept promise builds identity. You do not need big success to feel strong. You need consistency. Every time you finish a hard task, your brain changes. It says, I can handle this. This is how confidence is built, not from words, from action. Winners also accept discomfort. They do not wait to feel good. They act while feeling unsure. Discomfort is not danger. It is a signal of growth. When your heart beats faster, you breathe. You do not run, you stay. You learn to sit with stress. You learn to think inside pressure. This is a rare skill. This is a powerful skill. Most people escape discomfort. They distract themselves. They scroll. They complain. They wait. Winners lean in. They ask, what is this teaching me? Every problem teaches something. Patience, focus, discipline, humility. If you learn the lesson, the problem becomes smaller. Winners also choose responsibility, not blame. Blame feels good for a moment. Responsibility feels heavy at first, but responsibility gives control. When you say, this is my fault, you also say, this is my power. You cannot change what you blame. You can change what you own. Winners own their results, good and bad. They say, what can I do better next time? This question moves life forward. They also protect their energy. They choose their input carefully. They watch less drama. They listen to fewer negative voices. They limit noise. A clear mind solves problems faster. They build routines that support thinking, sleep, movement, silence. They do not see these as extras. They see them as tools. A tired mind creates bigger problems.
Winners rest with purpose. They work with focus. They also learn continuously. They read. They listen. They observe. They steal wisdom from others. They ask, how did someone else solve this? Learning saves time. Learning saves energy. You do not need to invent everything. Winners know this. They also choose long-term thinking. They ask, what will matter in 5 years? Many problems feel big today, but they shrink with time. This perspective brings calm. When emotions rise, winners slow down. They delay reaction. They create space. In that space, good decisions appear. They also forgive themselves. They do not punish mistakes forever. They study the mistake. They adjust. They move on. Shame traps people. Learning frees people. Winners choose learning. They understand that life is a series of problems. This is not bad news. This is life. No problem means no growth. So they stop asking for easy lives. They ask for strong minds. They trust the process, even when results are slow. Trust is built through action, not hope alone. Winners also help others. Teaching strengthens understanding. When you help someone solve a problem, you train your own thinking. Service builds confidence. They do not wait to feel like winners. They act like winners now. Action shapes identity. You do not rise to motivation. You fall to your habits. So build habits that solve problems. Ask clear questions. Take small steps. Reflect daily. Adjust fast. Do this again and again. Over time, something changes. Problems no longer scare you. You see them as puzzles. You see them as training. You smile more often. You breathe deeper. You trust yourself. This is the secret way winners solve any problem. Not magic, not shortcuts. Mindset, action, identity. Step by step, day by day. You are not behind. You are training. Your next problem is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Face it calmly, break it down, move forward. You are becoming stronger every single day.
If this video inspired you,
or helped you learn something new, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Motivation to Study English for 30 minutes every day. Your support is the energy that keeps us creating better and more meaningful videos every single day.